I think like a lot of people, I literally just fell into it. I did a degree in modern languages and I started my career in PR. Then I worked for the European department of a law firm in London where I could use those languages. However, then I met a Kiwi bloke who is now my husband and moved to New Zealand where my language skills really did have very little currency. So I essentially started work for a global recruitment firm in a marketing and BD role, and the rest, as they say, is history. I guess with digitization comes democratization. And as a result, the ivory towers of professional services have well and truly crumbled. People have no compunction anymore about being very vocal about bad service on public forums. So I think we all now have to really put the emphasis on service as much as professional when it comes to professional services. And also communication styles and mediums have really changed. I mean, by way of example, we really have to speak our client's language, not the language of law or accounting, in a way that's most accessible for them. For example, one of our businesses is the Building Disputes Tribunal, and a subbie coming into us just doesn't want to have to wade through a whole bunch of legal jargon. They just want to know how they can get paid. And perhaps the best way to convey this is to have an industry peer-run webinar or just film a video that they can access in their own time. So it's very much about horses for courses in terms of those communication mediums. I think really just try and be easy to work with. Make sure you qualify and you quantify any initiative and come to a meeting having really done your due diligence. That's all it is, really. I think when you work in BD and Marcoms, you're a very odd combination of professional cat herder, plate spinner, glitter sprinkler, and dot joiner. You need to be able to really quickly change direction and get to the root of an issue to deliver a solution. So you sure as heck can't be precious or ponderous. Your carefully planned diary can just go to custard any day. So you really have to be able to pivot and have a bit of a sense of humour about it. I'd also say just don't take things personally. Now, when you're working in a private practice environment, you're essentially working with multiple business owners who understandably have very differing needs, and the levels of interest in marketing and business development will also differ. You've got to understand they're working in a very high-pressure environment where their time is literally measured in 4-minute increments. So you need to be able to fit in with them. You can't be a diva or take offence if someone's going to be potentially less than polite if they're super busy. I think you've also got to understand the psyche of the professionals that you're working with. I mean, for example, lawyers are trained from day one to critique, so you can't get upset when your beautifully crafted prose is going to be returned covered in red pen. Equally, I think when it comes to accountants, they are by nature financially prudent. So their first question with any sort of BD or Marcoms initiative is going to be, what's it going to cost? I mean, conversely, when I look at working with recruiters, they very much tend to be that type A personality who are really champing at the bit to get in front of clients. So they might need to understand that they need to sort of just hold back and be a little bit more strategic in their BD approach. It's just a question of reading, networking, taking the time to meet with new providers to see what they're doing, and equally talk to your people. I mean, certainly now in a digital age, this means sort of collaborating with other divisions, and especially as the gulf between marketing and technology lessons. I mean, your tech department really should and are indeed your best friends. Again, I think it just comes down to try to be good to work with. be easy to work with. I mean, by that I mean be pathologically curious. Try and develop your EQ so that you can quickly adapt your style of working according to the person you're working with, and just have a sense of humour.